Hello everyone, welcome to Career Launcher, and today we are going to talk about Quantitative Aptitude 2025. And today's topic that we are going to cover in today's session is going to be number system as well as divisibility. Okay, so factorials and divisibility. So basically, what are factorials? Factorials means, so for example, if I say 5 factorial, so what is 5 factorial? 5 factorial is 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, right? If I'm going to say 3 factorial, so what is 3 factorial? 3 factorial is 3 into 2 into 1. Now basically we are going to have a session that is raised to 99, and this is one of the biggest event. So if you see the date of the event is 2nd August and 3rd August, and the time is, it is eventually going to be a full day event. So from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. that is going to be full day event, and GP sir, asks Sujata, Tapni, Sajil, and our GB is going to take the session. Okay, so we are going to figure out that how many zeros are going to be at the end of the numbers, right? At the end of this number, and that's the question. Okay, so basically in factorial, in any factorial, whenever we are talking about, always remember how to calculate highest power of a prime number. So this is one of the concepts that is very important. So I'm going to cover that concept over here. So let's say I want there is a number that is called 10 factorial, and I want to get the highest power of 2. So highest power of 2 in 10 factorial, what is it going to be? So formula for this is, I'm not going to write down the formula, I'm just directly going to calculate highest power of 2 in 10 factorial. So what you are supposed to do, so 10 by 2, simply 10 by 2, 10 by 2 is what? 5. Now 5 by 2, 5 by 2 is 2.5. Remove the decimal, so that becomes 2. Now 2 by 2 is what? 1. 1 by 2 is what? 0 point something. So 0 point something will be considered as 0. So whenever you get decimal, remove a decimal. So basically 5 plus 2 plus 1, after that every value is going to be 0. So that is going to be 8. So highest power of 2 in 10 factorial is going to be 8. Now instead of that, question says that what is the highest power of 3 in 10 factorial? So highest power of 3, so 10 upon 3. That is going to be 3. 3 point something. So decimal, remove the decimal. Now 3 upon 3 is going to be 1. Then 1 upon 3 is going to be 0 point something. So it becomes 0. So highest power of 3 in 10 factorial becomes 3 plus 1, that's 4. Okay. Now if a question asks that highest power of 2 in 100 factorial, then what I'm going to do? So that is going to be 100 by 2. That's going to be 50. 50 by 2, 25. 25 by 2 is 12.5. So remove the decimal. So 12. 12 by 2 is 6. 6 by 2 is 3. 3 by 2 is going to be 1 point something. So 1. And after that, every value becomes 0. So that is going to be 97. So 100 factorial contains what? 2 power 97. Now question says, what is the highest power of 5 in 100 factorial? So highest power of 5 means 100 by 5, that's going to be 20. 20 by 5 is 4, and after that every value becomes 0. So that becomes 5 power 24. Now question says, what is the highest power of 10 in 100 factorial? So this formula or this approach is only valid for a prime number. It is not valid for a composite number. So if question asks, what is the highest power of 10? So 10 is what? 2 into 5. My job is to calculate the power of 2 as well as power of 5. Now I got 2 power 97 and 5 power 24. So basically highest power of 10 that's achievable is going to be 10 power 24. Now if I want to calculate the highest power of 10, should I actually calculate the power of 2? No. Because if you see, 5 is a bigger prime number, so it is going to have a smaller value of power. So all I need to calculate the power of 5. Okay. Now question says that find the number of zeros at the end of this. So number of zeros, so for example, if I say 205000, So this number is actually 205 into 10 power 3. So number of zeros are always given by highest power of 10, and that's the concept we have. So now this question says highest power of uh, the number of zeros at the end of this number. So it means the question is saying what is the highest power of 10 that this number has. Okay. Now, so I'm going to calculate power of 5 and 5 factorial. So 5 by 5, this comes out to be 1, then 1 by 5 is going to be 0. Okay. So 5 factorial contains 1 power. Okay. So it has 5 power 1. And what is the power here? That's going to be 120. 5 factorial is 120. Okay. 10 factorial means 2. 2 power. So basically it is going to be 5 power 2 into 10 factorial. Then something is going to happen. So 1 into 120. So first number has 5 power 120. Okay. So power of 5 is also going to give me the number of trailing zeros. Okay. Then 5 power 2 power 10 factorial. Now this is going to have these many zeros. Okay. So it means this number has lesser zeros, this number has more zeros. So let's try to take an example. So for example, 2, 3, 0, 0, 0. This number has 3 zeros. 2, 5, 7, 0, 0, 0, 0. This number has more zeros. So what is the total number of zeros in the summation? That is determined by the number that has lesser number of zeros. So this has 120 zeros. This has more than 120 number of zeros. This has even more zeros, and this has the most number of zeros. So what is the number of zeros at the end of this expression? That is going to be determined only by this. The rest everything is going to be pretty useless. So answer of this question is going to be option C, that is 120. So now if anyone has any doubt in this, can ask. I'll respond to your query. Or if this is clear, I will move on to the next question. Okay. So now let's move on to the next one. What does it say? How many prime numbers less than 1000 or are divisible by 7? Okay. Now, how many prime numbers are divisible by 7? So basically, I think this statement itself is useless. How many prime numbers are divisible by 7? 7 itself is divisible by 7. Apart from 7, is there any number that is divisible apart from 7? Can there be any other prime number that is divisible by 7? No. If you take a multiple of 7, that is 14, 21. Can these numbers be prime numbers? These can't be prime numbers. So only multiple of 7, that is a prime number, can be 7 itself. Apart from that, that's not at all possible. So answer of this question is going to be option B, that is only one prime number. Okay. Now look at the next one. What is the unit digit of this? Okay. So I got 3, I got 7. 3 sevens are 21. So unit digit comes out to be 1. Now 1 into 3. So unit digit comes out to be 3. Now 3 into 1. Unit digit comes out to be 3. 3 into 8. 3 8s are 24. Unit digit comes out to be 4. Then 4 into 6, that's 24. Unit digit comes out to be 4. So answer of this question is going to be option A. So whenever question is talking about what is the unit digit, ignore tens places, hundreds places, thousands places. Always ignore those numbers. Always do one thing, always multiply unit digit, and as soon as your product becomes greater than 10, remove the tens places. So 3 sevens are 21, so 2 rejected, unit digit 1, 1 threes are 3, 3 ones are 1, 3 ones are 3, 3 8s are 24, so 4, 4 6 are 24, so 4. Got the answer. Now let's move on to question number 4. Now this is a question that is very similar to the first question that we have done. That is, how many zeros are going to be there at the end of 1024 factorial. So number of zeros means highest power of 10. Highest power of 10 can be determined highest power of 2 and highest power of 5. Power of 2 is not needed. Power of 5 is something we need to calculate. Can someone answer this question? Just solve it. Do let me know what is the answer of this question. Just a quick response. So first of all, 1024 divided by 5 is going to give us 204. 204 divided by 5 is going to get 40. Remove the decimal. That's what I have said just now. There is no need to consider any decimal value. So 204 divided by 5 is going to be 40 point something. Remove decimal. Remember this, your job is not to round off. Your job is to get the integral value only. Then 40 divided by 5 is going to give us 8. 8 divided by 5 is going to give us 1 point something is going to be 1, and after that every value is going to be 0. So this sum comes out to be 253. So what is the highest power of 5? That is 253. So what is the number of zeros? That is going to be 253. So answer of this question is going to be option 4. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. Now, this is a question of divisibility, and this number is divisible by what? 36. Now, what can be the divisibility rule of 36? Do we know the divisibility rule of 36? Yes. And how do we know? So basically, how do we know the divisibility rule of 36? So let's understand what is the divisibility rule of 6. So divisibility rule of 6 is if a number should be divisible by 2 as well as number should be divisible by 3. So if a number is divisible by 2 as well as it is divisible by 3, then it must be divisible by LCM of 2 and 3, right? Divisibility of 12 is going to be if a number is divisible by 3, number is divisible by 4, then it must be divisible by LCM of 3 and 4, so 12. So get two numbers that are co-prime to each other and their LCM becomes 36. What can be those two numbers? So those two numbers can be 4 and 9. एक नंबर 4 है एक नंबर 9 है. So if a number is divisible by 4, number will be divisible by 4. If a number is divisible by 4 as well as number is divisible by 9, the number should be divisible by LCM of 4 and 9, that is going to be 36. So हमको यहाँ पे 4 की divisibility देखनी है और 9 की divisibility देखनी है. Very nice, Kashvi, very nice. So we need the divisibility of 4 and 9, right? So what is the divisibility of 4? Divisibility of 4 is last two digits should be divisible by 4. Divisibility of 9 is sum of digits should be divisible by 9. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go for the divisibility of 9. So G plus 2 plus 3 plus 6 plus G plus 0. So 5 plus 6, 11 plus 2G plus 0, and this should be divisible by what? This should be divisible by 9. Okay, so I'm just going to put if it is divisible by 9, then sum can be 18 or sum can be 27. So if sum is 18, then G becomes decimal, not possible. If sum is 27, then 2G becomes what? 16. So G becomes 8. So what is the possible value of G? That is 8. Okay. Now if I plug in 8, my number becomes 8, 2, 3, 6, 8, 0. So sum becomes 10 10 plus 14, 24 plus 3, 27. So it is divisible by 9. Now check for the last two digits. Are they divisible by 4? Yes, it is divisible by 4. It means there is going to be only one possible number, that is 8. Apart from that, if you plug in any other number, either it won't be divisible by 4 or it won't be divisible by 9. If a number is divisible by both 4 and 9, there is going to be only one possible value of g, and that's going to be 8. Chali, let's see the next one. 14, 15 into 14 into 13 into 12 and so on up to 1 is equal to 3 power m into n. Now, what is the maximum value of m? M की maximum value क्या होगी? So basically I can say that 3 power m into n, and that is equal to 15 factorial. अरे ये क्वेश्चन तो, this question is telling us कि 15 factorial में 3 की highest power क्या है? That's what question is talking about, right? So कैसे निकालेंगे इसको? So the standard approach, we have already solved a couple of questions of the same type. So 15 by 3 is going to be what? 5. 5 by 3 is going to be what? 1. 1 by 3 is going to be what? 0. Because remember, when we are calculating this, remove the decimal part. The important point is we are not going to round off. Even if you are going to get a value that is 4.9, take 4. It's not your job to take it as 5. So what is the highest power of 3 we are going to get? That's going to be 6, and that's the answer. Very nice, my 3. And so basically, Kashmi, you are saying what is going to happen to n, right? So अगर n की बात करें, so basically 15 factorial, let me explain a little bit. So what is the highest power of 2? That is going to be 15 by 2. That's going to be 7. 7 by 2 is 3. 3 by 2 is 1. So that becomes 11. So 15 factorial, I am saying it is 3 power 6, 2 power 11. 5 की पावर निकाल लेते हैं तो 5 power 3. 7 की पावर निकाल लेते हैं तो 7 power 2. 11 की पावर निकाल लेते हैं, so 11 power 1 into 13 power 1, right? Kashmi, are we clear till this point? I have completely factorized 15 factorial. Now this is actually 3 power n, and this whole value is actually n. N is a positive integer. It never says that n is this, n is this, n is a multiple of 2, n is a multiple of 5. It never says that. So this whole number becomes n. So that's why it says 3 power m into n. क्योंकि 15 factorial में केवल 3 नहीं है, बाकी भी है. Understood? Okay. Now let's move on to this one. How many zeros are going to be there at the end of the product? Okay. So basically this number is actually not a good number, that I feel like. So because in this number the problem is, can we calculate it easily? So what I am going to do in this number, the first part is 5 into 1. Second number is 5 into 2. Third number is 5 into 3. Fourth number is 5 into 4. Next number is 5 into 5, 5 into 6, 5 into 7, 5 into 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it goes up to all the way 5 into 12. So 5, 5, 5, 5, how many times? 12 times. So 5 part 12 into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 12. So 12 factorial. That's what we have. Okay. So 5 part 12 into 12 factorial, and we need to find out number of zeros, right? Generally, I tell people that number of zeros is defined by the power of 5. Why? Try to understand. There is a reason behind it, because power of 5 is always lower. But if you see here, power of 5 is already 12. So that is already exceeding the power of 2. So power of 2 is actually going to determine the number of zeros. So what is the number of zeros we are looking for? That is highest power of 2 in 12 factorial is going to be 12 by 2, that is 6, 6 by 2, that is 3, 3 by 2, and that's going to be 1. So basically it's going to be 10. So highest power of 2 is going to be 2 power 10. So number of zeros is going to be 10. That is option A. Extremely good, Mathri. This was a tricky question. You got it right. So that's good. So this it was not a easy question. This question, it used to look like the usual one, but it's not. Uh, and I'm very happy you got it right. Now let's start this one. So basically, what does it say is that a digit n that's greater than 3, it's divisible by 3, but not divisible by 6. Which of the following is divisible by 4? Okay. So a digit. The question doesn't say a number. It says a digit is divisible by 3. It is greater than 3. It is divisible by 3, not divisible by 6. So how many digits are divisible by 3? One is 3, second one is 6, third one is 9. Right. If it is not divisible by 6, then it can be either 3 or 9. N is greater than 3. So n cannot be 3. So what is the value of n? That's 9. So is divisible by 3. So it is going to be very nice, Deepesh. 3, 6, and 9. Nice, Maitri. Just plug in the values, you will get it right. It is greater than 3, so rejected. Not divisible by 6, so rejected. So what is the value I'm going to get? 9. So what is the value of n? That's 9. Now I need to look for whether it is divisible by 4 or not. 9 into 2 is 18. Okay, it's not divisible by 4. 9 into 3 is 27. Not divisible by 4. 9 into 2 is 18 plus 4, 22. Not divisible by 4. 9 3s are 27 plus 1, 28. Is it divisible by 4? Yes. So answer of this question is going to be option D. Very nice, Deepesh. Now we are going to have next session on Sunday of algebra, that is sequence and series by Rupen sir, and our test series is live. So basically, it's a good way to improve yourself. And thank you. So anyone wants to ask anything can just ask. So anyone has any doubt? Anyone wants to ask anything? Hello, Parth. How are you?